going to work on working out where we should get gas. Many of us, this question doesn't come into play. We just go, we have a place we go to most of the time, but hopefully that's the best. It may not necessarily be the best for anyone. So, well, it should be the best for somebody. Let's pose this question. Given two choices, which one is the best for you? There's going to be a few inputs required to make this decision. And what may be the best for you now may not be the best for you later, based on these things. So let's go ahead and talk about it and see. So choice one is a gas station with no line. Choice number two is a gas station with a line of 6 cars, but the gas is 50 cents cheaper a gallon. So the question becomes, which gas station should I get my gas from? For many people, the cheaper gas will always be the right answer because the value of their time is not very high. While for other people who have high value of time, any weight, let's say the weight was 1 car, would still make the more expensive gas a better value to them. So what these magic numbers are and the breakoff points, it's not so simple. But that being said, something to think about. So let's take a simple case. So for many people, their time, they may value their time around 50 cents a minute. So for each car that you have to wait behind, it takes approximately 6 minutes for the car to go through, 5 to 6 minutes. So if you have a 6-car line, it's going to take you approximately 30 minutes just to get to the pump. So we take that 30 minutes, and if you value your time at 50 cents a minute, well, obviously that's $15. Well, how big of a tank do you have? If you got a 30-gallon tank, well, then maybe it's worth it. It's about break even. But that presupposes that you can't do anything with that time while you're waiting. Well, can you? Can you make that time productive? Can you make some of that time productive? Can you make all of it productive? Can you use that time to plan out your week? Can you use that time to get some business done over the phone? Or maybe it's just not possible. Maybe you have kids in the car and you need to get them through the gas station as quickly as possible without them screaming at you. So these are things that are part of the equation. Now compare your productivity level in the car while you're waiting for gas versus having the free 30 minutes or whatever time. You know, sometimes the line is longer, sometimes it's shorter. But let's just take 30 minutes. 6 cars at the cheaper pump where I live is pretty low. If you only have 6 cars to wait behind, you're kind of happy. And the gas prices can be 50, 40 cents cheaper than the no-line options. So think about those things. Think about, can I do something? Will I do something? I guess can is not the operative word, but will. Will you use that time? How will you use it? Will you use it better if you had free time? Maybe you're not going to do anything with the extra 30 minutes. So you might as well sit in your car. Now, of course, there is a slight constant you need to be aware of, that sitting in your car idling for 30 minutes is not idling. The engine's probably not the best use of your gas. They recommend that if your car is going to be idling for more than 10 seconds, just go ahead and turn it off and wait until you need to move forward. So you're going to turn your car off 5 or 6 times by the time you finally get your gas. So otherwise, you're going to be, in that 30 minutes, you might burn through half a gallon of gas or so. So that would be part of your equation. So, there is a cost of gas that you will be using waiting there. It's probably close to $1, depending on how you choose to idle in the car. So be that as it may, that's a small part of the equation. Probably the most important part of the equation, even more than the 50 cents, is how are you going to use that time? How are you going to use it in either situation? If you're going to be more productive, let's say 12 gallons. Let's say 12 gallons. So you're talking about $6. You're going to save $6. $6 whole dollars. If you're willing to wait 30 minutes. If you're going to be $6 more productive in that half an hour, doing something else other than waiting in line, then you do it. You just go and get the gas, the no-line gas, and use that time to be more productive. But if somehow you're able to do it, let's say it's part of a routine. Every Friday you go and you fill up your tank for next week or for the weekend. It's in the morning, and you can use those 30 minutes to actually plan your week ahead. Then you do it. You're going to use that time productively. Maybe it has the same essential value. Yes, you're going to be interrupted every 5 or 6 minutes to move your car ahead. If that's a big intrusion upon your productivity, okay. But you're talking about something that you're doing once every couple of weeks, once a week. Make that decision. It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes of your life. Which choice leads to more productivity? Which choice leads to a better life for you? Thank you. So what's next on the agenda? What would be another way? So generally, we're talking about lines. Lines and productivity, using lines and figuring it out. What do people do every day they don't do? Putting it all together. Small choices, small, seemingly insignificant choices. Which ones lead to better productivity? Talk about the coffee shop. The coffee shop is an interesting one. How much are you paying for? What are you paying for? What are you paying for when you go to the coffee shop? There's a lot of different things that you're paying for. One, it might be the feeling that you're treating yourself well, which is not insignificant. 2, a social aspect. Maybe you socialize when you're there. 3, a cup of coffee might actually taste better to you. You may be getting something out of that cup of coffee that you just can't get anyplace else. So those are the things you're paying for when you go to a coffee shop. So does that mean you should or shouldn't be doing it? Of course, it's going to be person to person. What it does mean, though, is there's something to think about. If you've automated this part of your life, well, if things are going well in your life, then it's probably something you don't need to think about. But if you're looking for ways to improve, you can ask yourself certain questions like, is this what's important about the coffee to me? Is it just the taste? Do I just need the caffeine? Are there any social aspects that I care about? Is it just standing there and smelling the freshly ground coffee? Is that something that wakes me up every day, gets me going? So if you are willing to pay somebody to get the coffee for you, then it pretty much says that all those other things don't matter. Right? I'm willing to pay somebody whatever amount, but whatever actually matters. But the fact that you're willing to pay somebody to get your coffee for you also has meaning.